So I was 24, I had a good job, I'd moved out, I was quite happy. And then what?
It is a strange thing, the memory. You try to gain experiences in life, and your memories is how you recall them. And to me, that's everything. But obviously you can survive without remembering, because Claire's does.
She was a shark smile in a yellow van. She came around and I stole the glance.
I have a page a day. I have to tick off when I've eaten. I tick off when I've showered because I don't remember. I somehow still learn piano, so when I've practiced I tick it off because I don't remember if I've done that.
Claire lives in a 3-minute period. That's her life, and it continues along in that 3 minutes. Have you ever seen the film 50 First Dates? When I watched that, well, it was quite emotional. It was very much like Claire.
To me it's random. It just goes.
What happened?
I thankfully don't remember.
I get a phone call, it said, you need to get here quick. Well, I've never driven so fast from here to Woolwich in my life. I saw Claire and she was in an isolated room, but she was conscious and talking and sitting up in bed. And she kept looking at this calendar on the wall and saying, is it January? And we said, yes. She said, well, what happened to Christmas?
I've been told, I think my flatmate couldn't wake me or something, and I ended up in hospital, and been told I didn't know who my parents were when I was in hospital.
That was the worst time of my life. I just couldn't believe she didn't know who I was.
Well, and I don't understand how I could forget them, but I didn't really know anything in hospital apparently. Took time.
Do your count again, your count down from 20. Let's see how well you can remember.
20, 19, 18, 17, 15, 11, 11,
Oh, 15, 11, she kept saying.
11, 5. What did I say?
5.
What did I say? I meant 15, 11. Wait, what am I saying?
That's the only thing I could think of asking her, really. I don't know, it's a test. Someone's got that. After we've left hospital, the occupational therapist said that you actually need your short-term memory to get information into your long-term memory. Because Claire's is so small, she hasn't got enough to process anything. Even just lifting your arm and eating, you need that memory for that. So she can't get the information into her long-term memory because she hasn't got enough of it.
So it's 4 years worth? It's been about that long. I write down what I've done, because if I don't write that down, I won't remember a bit later on what I've done. And then if I need to do something, I've got a column, because I won't remember if I need to do something, so I'll write it in there. I do remember thinking, this is just silly, why do I want a diary? I think I used to be a bit embarrassed by it, but I don't know what I'd be without it now. It is my memory.
Claire needs to be repetitive. That's the only way she can learn. Harry, our dog, she just called him the dog for 2 months. It took her that long to remember the name Harry.
Yeah, stopping meds, I've got that in big at the top to remind me. After spending a long time trying to remember them, I then had to remember I didn't need to take them. I think when it was my birthday, it probably took a few weeks for me to remember I was 29. I say I've stopped ageing now. So I'm happy with that. I don't want to get old, so I've stopped ageing. I've got a diary and I have a whiteboard out. It just tells me what I'm doing, so I can just think, oh.
It took her a long time to learn a routine, but now it's in her brain. That's it. It's got into the hard drive, and it doesn't flick off when she goes to sleep. Where are you taking to?
One of them's got the photos and names.
Oh.
Right, I'm ready. I forgot. What have I forgotten? We'll find out. When I meet new people, I think if I'm going to meet them again, I'll generally warn them I might not remember much. When I began to help out at the charity shop, I asked them for a photo, and I've got a page in my diary of photos and names underneath that I check.
She's been working here over 3 years now. I had to keep telling her over and over again in the beginning, but most of the time she gets it right now. Do you remember when you first came in, you couldn't find where to put your bag or your coat?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it took about 6 months, but you managed it. Do you remember what my name is now?
Sue?
No, it begins with an R.
Rachel.
Correct.
Why did I say Sue?
Wicked.
I can recognise people, but I can't do names.
Obviously a father's dream is always thinking about taking your daughter down the aisle, and up until 2014 that was always what was going to happen.
I was seeing someone, I didn't remember them, so I've been told they were nice and tried, but I don't.
Well, I'd love to think that Claire was going to meet someone again, but she won't remember she did meet somebody. It takes something very special because it is hard work, without a doubt.
Someone I remember would be nice.
You feel sometimes, is it worth talking to her, because she's not going to know that you've said something. But it's silly because in that 3 minutes she's a normal person understanding what you're saying. Good thing is if I get a new joke, I do try it out on her every day, different ways, and I find out which one's the best way of saying it. I often wondered if we took her somewhere and she went to the toilet, if a completely separate lot of people that she knows was to sit somewhere in the room, whether you'd go and sit with them and not realise that it's
different.
Yeah, it's a.
I don't know.
Might try it. You just go and sit down with them and presume with them.
Good plus about bad memory, I have a bad day, I can forget. Don't write it down, I've forgotten. It helps.
Claire's always happy. That's something I find very strange. I've never ever seen her upset since the injury at all.
I feel quite lucky now, I can't really complain.
She knows she's not right, there's something wrong, but she doesn't worry about it because it's 3 minutes later she's forgotten about worrying about it.
I think I'm getting along a lot better and finding it a bit easier and understand it a bit more, which definitely helps.
It's a strange thing, the memory, and when it goes, it goes.
She said, oh, baby.